Hello and welcome to another episode of Carnivore Evolution. Hi there. Our hosts today are Lisa Moss, Mark Ennis, and Victoria Olson. It's me. Hello. Today our guest is transformational coach Emily Penton. I'll get this out, I'm sure, who has resolved her symptoms of bipolar disorder and multiple sclerosis using the carnivore diet. She's had a side effect of losing 120 pounds. That's quite an accomplishment. Wow, yes. And also helps people around the world now to manage their mental health and addictions to sugar and processed foods through her organization, Inner Clarity System. So welcome, Emily. Welcome to the show. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you very
Welcome,
so
Emily.
much.
Hi
Thank
Welcome.
there.
you.
Yes, we'd certainly like to hear about your journey on carnivore. And if you would give us a little background, please, of what happened before you discovered carnivore.
Yeah, so I didn't discover carnivore until I was 40 years old. So there was this, I think about like, whenever there's a tornado and then you can see the path that it took. Like once the tornado stopped, I could turn around and see this 40-year path of destruction from my
Wow.
mental illness, failed marriages, lost best friends, fired from jobs, random, majors in college where I just all of a sudden pivoted and changed to a completely different degree. Just a mess, a shitstorm. And that was just my life. And that's what I thought everything was. I didn't know what it felt like to experience clarity. I didn't know what it felt like to experience peace or joy. And so it got to the worst in the fall of 2018. My bipolar disorder turned into rapid cycling. So before, I would have cycles where I would have like a reprieve in the middle of mania and then depression. And sometimes I would have a month in between, sometimes I would have a year in between. But this turned into every day I didn't know who I was going to be. I was like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And ironically, I found out about my diagnosis when I was in grad school getting my master's to be a therapist. And I was knocking it out of the park 2-3 days a week. But when it turned into rapid cycling, it became unethical for me to practice because I would start with my appointments in the morning, knock them out of the park, and then at 11 o'clock, I would crash. I'd have to go to bed, wrap myself in a blanket, like really tight, like a swaddle, and then put like headphones in my ears and like a mask because the world was just too loud. And I just had to like desensitize to get that like deep pressure for me to be able to breathe and for me to be able to get through life. And of course, that's not ethical for me to have to reschedule on my clients all the time. They didn't know that was because I was, in bed. They just were like, oh, Miss Emily had to reschedule again. So I moved in with my mom at the age of 40. And that was like digging a ditch in the pit already. It was absolute torture to have my master's degree and be practicing as a therapist, and now I am literally at my mother's mercy. But I did what I had to do to survive, and February of 2019, my brother, who is a prickly pear, he's not the nicest guy in the world, he sent me the first chapter of Amber O'Hearn's book.
Wow.
And I heard her story, and for the first time, I had hope. It wasn't another drug, it wasn't another medication, it wasn't more talk therapy. It was 10 years before she resolved her symptoms of bipolar disorder eating fatty animal meat. And I was like, I can do that. So in the spirit of bipolar disorder, I jumped all in. And so February 24th of 2019, I stopped eating ramen noodles, pizza, ice cream out of the carton, pies, cakes, beer, wine out of the box, all the things. And I started eating ribeyes, breakfast sausage, bacon, fatty pork butt, beef brisket, burgers, all the things, shrimp, salmon, everything, you name it. As long as it was animal meat, fatty animal meat, I ate it. And in April, so this is February 24th, in April of 2019, I had my last bipolar episode. And
Wonderful.
my psychiatrist in June of 2019, I went back to work full time. And my psychiatrist was like, Emily, like there's light in your eyes and you're talking about the future and you're not crying through all our sessions. We need to start tapering you off of your meds. And I was like, no, this is my security blanket. I just got my sanity back for the first time in 40 years. No, let's not rock the boat. And he was like, let's just do it a little bit at a time. Then September of 2019 was my last psych med. And I have been able to be stable ever since, except for last summer. Last summer, I OD'd on honey because it's carnivore. It's created by bees.
Maybe.
But I didn't take into account my addiction. So I wasn't eating just a little bit of honey. I was eating copious amounts of honey from my local grocery store, and it's literally like corn syrup. So it, of course, kicked me full out of ketosis. I lost my mind. I went into psychosis for 3 days, and I thought I was a mermaid. And terrified my family and my friends. Thankfully, my father's been watching my YouTube channel religiously, and he put a plate of fatty beef brisket in front of me, and he said, I think you need to eat this. And I ate it, and I snapped out of the psychosis within
Wonderful.
2 hours. And I was like, I think I just went through psychosis. And he was like, yeah. So anyway, that's pretty much my story. I mean, there's more to my story, but that's a good start.
Wow, that's pretty traumatic and significant. Holy cow.
Wow. So like what did you do alongside the nutrition part of it, Emily? Like, I know, like, do you do, like circadian rhythm kind of stuff, like, do you, does all of that all kind of intertwines with the nutrition? Like, what are your rituals that you do? Like, say,
Not for the first year. The first year, I had one job because I was severely mentally ill. So
Right.
if I had to have 2 jobs or 3 jobs, I would have been like, screw it. I can't keep up. I can't maintain it. This whole 75 hard thing, that's a joke for mentally ill people. Like,
Oh,
I can't even string 2 days together. So every single day I had one job. It didn't matter if I did the laundry, did the dishes. It didn't matter if I took a shower. It did not matter what I do as long as I ate fatty animal meat. And so for the first year, that was my only job. Then in March of 2020, when the whole world was exploding, I had a family tragedy happen. And it was so weird because my solution for stability was fatty animal meat. Then this grenade was thrown in my family, and I was like, what do I do? Eat more meat? Like, I don't, what's the solution? I don't know. Eat better meat? Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And so I called my carnivore friend and I told her what happened. And I was like, how do I breathe? Like, how do I handle this tragedy? And she said, go outside, at sunrise and put your bare feet on the ground and your eyes in the sun. And I was like, did you hear what I just said? Like, shut up. Put my feet on the ground, eyes in the sun. Do you even understand? You don't even care about me. And she was like, just do it. So I was like, fine. So April 4th, 2020, I went out. I set my alarm because there was no way I was going to, just wake up at sunrise. And I set my alarm and I did 10 minutes every morning at sunrise. And again, that was my only job, eating fatty animal meat and sunrise. And I was able to navigate through that tragedy, and and now I still do it. It's my favorite thing in the whole world.
It's the best thing for stress, isn't it?
Yeah. It just like absorbs all of my ick, and then it just breathes back life into me.
Because when you think about it, like when we're all stressed, or not all of us, but when in general, and you look at the general public, when they're stressed, what do? They go onto their phone.
Yeah.
They go into that room, they have the four walls caving in on them. They're not even walking. They're just spending an hour on their phone, and they don't even realize. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I'm not to been on my phone for the last hour. I could have went for a walk or something like that. And you can clearly see where the pain comes from, where the emotional comes from, because it's just years of bad habits.
Yeah, and instead of shaking off that feeling, it's almost like you're allowing it to like anchor in.
Yeah. It's because it's literally encaved in you straight away. Because you see it all the time when people are on the lunch break. Where do you see people go out and go for a walk these days? When they're finished, like you see someone who's on a computer all day, they'll do 8 hours a day in work, and then on a lunch break, they'll go into another room and they'll spend another hour sitting on their phone. So that they're literally, that screen time, it's literally in their face. And then when they go home, they're sitting down, they're probably watching TV. So again, the screen time is in their face all the time. They're not getting out in the sunlight. They're not breathing the fresh air. They're not allowing their feet touch the ground. So you can clearly see where all this pain comes from, all this stress comes from.
I would like to apologize ahead of time, because if it happens, it was me that wanted it. But I partially can't wait for us to have a blackout where we have no internet and no electricity, and for everybody to heal.
That, Emily.
Yeah.
I've lived through a couple of those.
But we actually had that I think it was 2 years ago. Our WhatsApp went down. I think it was around 2 years ago.
Oh no, not WhatsApp.
Yeah, it went down, and oh my God, there was meltdown over here. Oh my
horrible.
God. Oh my, like 24 hours it went. Only 24 hours. But it was great because it brought us back to our roots. Like we took a board game. We all spoke to each other, and you don't see that anymore.
Yes, it's true.
You don't see that anymore. When's the last time you played cards with your family, or you played a board game, or you had a meal at the dinner table with your family? You don't see it. Well, in this country, you don't. You see, it never happens in this country, and I think that's where we've lost ourselves a little bit, big time.
Well, and I think that contributes to mental illness and isolation. Is you're not having that eye contact. You're not having the voice, like the vocal cords of not only your voice being heard, but you hearing other people's voice, you touching them. Like there's so much to that healing of human interaction, and we're just not doing it anymore.
Unfortunately, yeah. Bring us back to nature as quick as possible.
Yes.
Emily, can I ask, so with your MS, like, do you have any challenges still, or are you okay? Like, are all your symptoms gone, or like, how's that going?
Yeah, so that was really interesting because 3 weeks into eating carnivore, I was hospitalized, not in the psych ward. I was hospitalized in the emergency room because my throat would not swallow. It's called acute dysphagia. And so here I am eating this all meat diet, and all of a sudden my throat won't even swallow water. So a logical person would say, don't do the all meat diet. Go eat a cracker, or go, like, I don't know, drink some Campbell's soup or whatever. But I knew that I was on the right track. But I didn't know until I met Sally K. Norton that I was in active oxalate dumping.
No
And
kidding.
so it wasn't that carnivore caused my MS, it was that carnivore pulled back the curtain and revealed my multiple sclerosis. They did a MRI, they did a lumbar puncture, they did a blood test, they diagnosed me with multiple sclerosis. And soon after that, I couldn't walk without an assistive device. I had delayed and slurred speech, and I had more significant brain fog than I ever did with bipolar disorder. So here I am, eating only meat. I've got bipolar disorder. I've got multiple sclerosis. It's like I'm either going to the nursing home, because that's what happens with multiple sclerosis when it gets really bad, because you have incontinence and you can't take care of yourself. You can't even shower yourself. I had to have a shower chair. Or I was going to the psych ward, or I was going to take my own life. So my only option in my brain, thank God, was my one job. Just keep eating fatty animal meat. Just keep eating fatty animal meat. And MS is a deteriorated myelin sheath on the nerves, and it's made out of fat. So I was like, I'm just going to keep eating fat. And I did, and my last MS symptom was May 9th of 2019. I have not had a symptom ever since. I've had multiple MRIs. They still show that I have MS, but I don't have any symptoms. So
incredible.
But I don't play.
Amazing.
I'm not like, oh, it's my birthday, I'm gonna have some birthday cake, or it's so and so's birthday, I'm gonna have chips and dip. Like, I don't play. Like, I eat fatty animal meat. Period.
And what was the diagnosis before you actually came to carnivore from the health experts? Like, what advice were you getting?
With the mental illness or the MS?
Both.
Well, the symptoms with MS I had 10 years prior. I just didn't. Nobody put them together to realize they were MS until 2019. But whenever I would come with the symptoms, they would say, "Oh, you're just getting old." And I started at 30, and I was like, I'm 30.
Not old.
I'm not old, And they would just write it off. Like, nobody, and everybody else in Southeast Missouri has all of these, symptoms and obesity. It's just normal. And then the mental health was my diagnosis with bipolar disorder. I was diagnosed like 8 years prior. And then they had me, at my most, they had me on 900 milligrams of lithium, 80 milligrams of Prozac, 80 milligrams of Adderall just to get out of bed every day.
Wow.
No,
I couldn't even get out of bed.
That's
I would set my alarm, pop an Adderall, go back to sleep, set an alarm for 20 minutes later. Then I could open my eyes and get out of bed. And then I would take another one at noon.
Oh my gosh.
So you were literally walking around like a zombie.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And then I had to have Ambien to sleep every night.
Oh, Ambien. Don't get me started on Ambien.
No. I'm so grateful to be
on that stuff. Yeah.
I'm so grateful to not have the psych meds in my body. That would have shortened my life for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, it's really scary because when you look at the likes of dementia as well, the age is going down. You can clearly see, like, it's getting, like, people are getting younger these days. Like, it's under 50. I've seen people
earlier. Yeah.
I've seen people as young as 45 now are in care homes at the moment.
And they're so normalizing depression.
Yeah.
It's just like they're almost like making jokes about it. Like it's just okay to be depressed. And I didn't know. I was so pissed when I experienced joy for the first time at 40. I was like, this is how normal people feel? Like, no wonder you can have your little white picket fence and cross all your T's and dot all your I's.
Yeah.
You feel good. I never knew what it felt like to feel good.
People are lucky if they feel good nowadays. It's so common, and the answer is so plain and right in front of you. It's right in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I'm the
wrong.
same. Like I'm the same. I suffered with my mental health and depression for a very, very long time. I've been in the fitness game for over 30 years, and I was convinced I can figure this out myself.
Mm-hmm.
I used to eat the standard healthy diet of the carbohydrates, the complex carbohydrates, the vegetables, the lean sources of protein, and the fruits. And I was like, it's not the diet. I know it's not the diet. And I was exercising on a regular basis, but I was suffering really badly. So I looked the part, but nobody could see how I was feeling. I was in a really, really dark place. And I was like you. I was like you, Emily. Many, many times I wanted to end my life. Didn't want to be here anymore. I felt worthless. Spoke to my other half about this. I said, "Listen, on many, many occasions, I think you'd be better off without me."
Oh yeah.
I just didn't want to be here anymore. Didn't want to be, and I was very, very close to doing it. Very, very close. And when you look at back then and look at now, and you look how happy you are now, that's the one thing I notice now is I'm really happy now.
Yeah.
I've
Me
been
too.
given this new lease of
Yes.
life. I can't explain it. It's just we all know what I'm talking about, but it's just you're trying to explain this to people, and you're saying like, well, listen, the reason why you're so down and you're stressed is because of your lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Your lifestyle is wrong. You're not getting out in the sun. You're not grounding. You're not giving your body the nutrients it needs. You're not giving your body the nutrition it needs. You're spending way too time in the blue lights. You know what I mean? It's not rocket science. When you look at nature compared to what we're going through now, everything is just so busy at the moment. You look at, you know what I mean, traffic. You look at what's going on in the world at the moment with the climate. It's just crazy. It really is. It's just crazy. It's scary, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful whenever I get to see my clients who feel so worthless and so
Mm,
useless because their family doesn't understand what they're going through. Their family's
mm,
like, just suck it up and you've
mm.
got nothing to be sad about. You've got a roof over
Oh,
your
oh, I
head.
hate that. That's so
You
insensitive.
know, you've
Yeah,
got a
yeah,
good job,
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever, and minimizing it. And then I get in the trenches with them. And I'll never forget this one girl, her parents had hired me, and she was like, I don't want to work with you. And then I
Mm.
just started telling her my story, and 20 minutes in, she goes,
Yeah.
you understand me. She
Mm.
goes, you're
Wonderful.
me. That means I
Yes,
get to be you. And I was like,
yes,
yeah,
Mm.
let me show
Mm.
yes.
you how to eat. Let me show
Mm.
you.
Oh,
And
that's
then,
excellent.
oh my gosh, it was so cool. Whenever she got her job back, she got her own car. She moved out into her own apartment.
Amazing.
Like,
Wonderful.
Amazing.
oh, it was
Fantastic.
from the psych ward to her own apartment. Like, I was just so happy.
Oh, thank you, Emily, for doing that. That's so
That's
great.
what it's all about, isn't it?
Yes,
Everything,
that's the
everything.
reward to see that happen. That's so gratifying.
Mm.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I
Mm.
wish I could, because I obviously want to protect my clients, live, but I wish I could record it because you guys, like,
Mm.
it's so beautiful to
Ah,
watch the
yeah.
light comes back in their
Mm.
eyes and watch the
Mm.
smile and watch just the joy. It's because it's like a wellspring. It's like from here. Like
Mm.
it's not from outside. Like, I'm happy that this happened. They're just happy within themselves.
Mm. Mm.
Yes, yes. That's
It's
such a
beautiful.
gift. And to think that food, what we use to nurture our bodies so we can stay on the planet, is the reason that we're so traumatized
Mm.
with
Mm.
just existing. It's so frustrating to me. It really is.
Well, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole too much, but I think it was planned. I think it was a concerted effort
Yes.
to
Mhm.
get us addicted, get us
Mhm.
sick, get us,
Yes.
I want to say, like, cut off, like we're numbed out, like we
Yes.
don't
Yes.
have that
Hmm.
connection to
Mm.
joy,
Hmm.
you
Mm.
know. And well done. Like, they did a good job. I
Oh
They
mean,
yeah.
did. They really
generations.
did. For us, food is
But yeah.
entertainment and escapism. Yeah.
But when you look at the amount of control these people have over us, it's unbelievable. You only need to look at what happened through COVID. Every
Oh
single
yeah.
one of us fell for it.
Oh
Every
yeah.
one of us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Big
You know what I
panic.
mean? And we're st-
Hmm.
and we're still going through it. People don't realize the amount of control because when you think about it, you're going out, you're buying this food, So they're causing this problem, and they know exactly how to solve it. Because when you're in
Yeah.
those dire straits and you're in a really bad way, they're like, okay,
Hmm.
we can look after you. We have the solution here for you.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
another addiction with medication.
So when you think about when you think about that level of control, it's unbelievable. It's literally in your face.
It's
And oh my
frightening.
gosh,
Yeah.
it's all over the place. I mean,
Yes.
like okay, for instance, if you were a heroin addict, you're not going to go through a drive-through and all of a sudden they're going to be like, "Do you want a side of heroin with that?"
Mm.
And you're like, "No, no, no, I just want this." Yeah, but it's a free side if you want a side of heroin,
Mm.
but they will give you extra fries.
Mm.
Or
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
go look at a billboard, you don't see a billboard of
Hmm.
heroin, but you see
Mm.
Hmm.
billboards of sugar and processed food
Mm.
all
Mm.
along the
Yeah.
road.
Mm.
And then ads and commercials. I mean, and
Mm.
your grandma, Betty will be like, "I made you this pie.
Yes.
I
Yes.
did this
Yes.
for you." It's not like Grandma
Yes.
Betty's going, "Here's
To
some
help you
heroin."
numb your feelings and feel
And
better,
and
supposedly.
then
But
and
they're
then and then and then to make it worse, what they're doing is they're training in their proteges and they're training these nutritionists and dietitians, and they're saying like, listen, you can still have this food.
Yeah.
So they know, okay, listen, we have to
yeah,
get these people on. We have to
moderation.
get these people on. Yeah, we have to get these people on site because this is what these people are going to be listening to. The
Oh,
people are going to be listening to the
Oh dear, we
nutritionists, the
lost them both.
doctors,
Well,
the
they'll come back.
dietitians,
I know
so they know
certainly
exactly
Mark will
what's
try
going
and
on.
wonder what happened to Lisa. It's too bad. But it's so true. It's so true. And you know that the Bear Company, I think it was around the turn of the 20th century, actually were selling over-the-counter heroin for people. It was available. You could get a side of heroin with your fries because it was there, and they didn't learn their lesson about that kind of thing. They
Mm.
just transformed it into something else, and it's still with us. And that is a form of control. It is population control. And have you seen that movie from the 1950s where uh, everything looked fine and dandy until you put on a special pair of sunglasses and you could read the billboards that said, obey, you must obey. Yes, yeah. It is an interesting movie that is all going on as a subtext to our lives.
Mm.
absolutely.
It's
Sorry,
Mm.
frightening.
Mark, what were you saying before you lost
No,
signal?
I was just saying that when you look at the amount of control that they have over us, when you look at who's been trained into the system, like
Oh,
the
the
doctors and
nutritionist.
the nutritionists and dietitians, these are the people that we're going to for advice, but they're all fed off the same system, so it's not making any difference. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So sad. So
Because that's what
sad.
I see every day on my TV. That's why I don't watch TV anymore. Because every time I switch on my TV, every time I switch on a daytime program, they always have a dietitian on, or they always have a
Yeah.
dermatologist on, or a nutritionist, somebody on, and it's
Well, and
always
mental
same
health
rubbish.
professionals.
Yeah, yeah.
Mental health
Yes. Yeah.
professionals don't talk. That's why I
Hmm.
had to leave the field
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
licensing board and insurance panels did not want me talking about food to my
Exactly.
clients because I'm
Yeah.
not a
Really?
registered dietitian.
Really?
Mm.
That's a
And so I
thing?
said, forget the letters behind. Yeah, I said, forget the letters behind my name. I don't care what you call me. Call me a coach.
Hmm.
I just want to help people. I got into this
Yeah.
profession to help people, and then
Yeah.
now I'm sitting here with my hands tied behind my back.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
talk to
Awful.
people about food. And
That's
so thank
awful.
God for like Dr. Chris Palmer, who wrote Brain Energy, and
Yes,
Dr.
yes, Chris
Georgia
Palmer.
Eid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are
So
fabulous. I'm so excited to see Palmer in his clinic. It's up in McLean in Massachusetts. And I'd like to get him on this show. I'd love to talk to him because that's such pioneering work. It really is fabulous.
No, I was the same as you. Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened there, but I was the very, very same as you. Like when I came into this space like 5 years ago, I was like, okay, if I'm going to coach this, I need to know exactly what I'm talking about because I worked in the industry and I was like, okay, if I'm going away from this, then I need to know exactly what I'm doing because I want to make a career out of this. And I really believed in it, but I studied this like literally nonstop for 6, 8 months, like literally every day. And I'm talking about 6 or 7 hours a day. I studied this, and I was like, okay, I'm ripping up the certs. I'm not using anymore, and I'm actually going to go against the agenda. And I've had interviews with many dietitians and nutritionists, and I've tried to call these people out, and not one of them will have a live chat with me. Not one. Because I know fully well I would be able to nail these people straight away. They wouldn't be able to come back to me with an argument because I've studied this literally nonstop. I know everything pretty much what I need to know. There's nothing that a dietitian or a doctor or any specialist in this country knows that I don't know. You know what I mean? How can someone like me who hasn't got a PhD work with I worked with over 200 women. 50 of those women were told you will never be able to have a child. Never. In 4 years, I've had 50 pregnancies. 4 years.
Yes, excellent.
And these people were told it will never happen. It will never happen without IVF. Do you know how much IVF costs in this country?
No.
You're looking at about 20 grand.
Oh, it's more expensive
20
here.
grand.
25, 30
20 grand. And you're not guaranteed. Not guaranteed.
No guarantee.
You know what I mean? And most of the women, what I see is when they go on a high-fat diet, that's the game changer.
Yeah.
That's the game changer. When I bring the protein down, and let's say we're working in percentages, about 80% of their overall is going to come from fat, and 20% comes from protein.
Yeah.
And within 6 months, they're getting back to me and saying, "Jesus, Mark, it's a miracle. I'm going to be having a baby." And I'm like,
wonderful.
That actually brings tears to my eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how can someone like me, who never studied this in his life, be able to achieve this? You know what I mean? And I have these people all over my social media. You know what I mean? And all the dietitians are getting on and saying this is just a miracle. This is just 1 out of a million. This would never happen to the normal person. This is just
not if they continue to eat the old way.
It's not normal. It's not normal. It only happens to probably one in a few of us. But like, I would understand that if I was working with just one person in 4 years. But like 50 people that were able to conceive, and you're telling me that this is just a miracle?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Come on.
Well, it's definitely getting off the seed oils. The seed oils prevent your hormones from balancing. They have an easier. The cells have more access to them. They're uptaken easier and quicker, and that pushes the cholesterol out. And the cholesterol is what helps you balance your hormones. And if you can't get that cholesterol in, you're not going to have balanced hormones.
100%. And a good point with the seed oil as well. This is what I see with women with the loose skin. They have all this loose skin on their body, and it's all seed oil. Mm-hmm. Just remove it out of your body, replace it with saturated fat, go on a higher fat diet. That skin improves.
I would show you my stomach, but I lost 120 pounds. Wow. And I do not have like saggy skin. Yeah. Because all I ate was fat. And like this is my favorite thing to eat. I eat the carnivore bar because it's got fat in it. Mm-hmm. And so if you eat enough fat, it's like your skin is able to like absorb back into itself.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to have those over in this country, but they don't sell them over here for some reason. So I was like, okay, how do I come up with my own concept? So I ordered like the prime protein from your country. It's probably the best protein powder in the world, in my opinion. And what I did was I just melted beef tallow or cacao butter, added in a little bit of whey protein, and just made my own.
That's good.
Well, yeah, that's what the carnivore bar is, a form of pemmican. It's fat and dried beef ground together. Yeah, I don't think there's any flavoring in there except salt.
They will be at Meat Stock. So if you come to Meat Stock, his name's Philip Meese. He's a fellow Missourian. And really? You can try them. I'm sure you can buy them.
Yes, I'd like to, but they're a little pricey for me right now. But I know that
they're like
a
meal.
Yes,
they're like a
meal. Like buying a steak. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so amazing.
Mm-hmm. No, that's what and what's the price of them over there? Are they cheap or?
No. You know, they vary according to like if you get a subscription and if you know.
Typically, it's
use code EmilyPenton if you want 10% off.
All right, we'll try that. I'm just saying. 4 for $100. Is that what it is? 4 for $95. So they're
I really don't
20 to
know. I don't keep up.
$25 a piece. They are that expensive. So at this
No, I'm
time,
just
but
compare.
once he gets production up, they'll get cheaper, I'm sure.
No, I'm just comparing it to like the average protein bar, because the
Oh, no,
average
no,
protein
it's much
bar
more
you're looking at
expensive.
around,
It's a
yeah,
different, totally
yeah. But
different product.
the quality,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. The quality is better. But when you're trying to explain that to the average person, they're gonna look at
No.
the price point, and they're gonna be like, okay, well, $3 for a protein bar, and let's say $10 for, say, a keto brick or a carnivore
No,
bar.
these are more like
It's, you know what I mean?
$20 for
People,
a carnivore bar. Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah.
you eat a protein bar and then you're hungry like a couple of
Yeah.
hours later. You know, you eat this and you're like, I'm good.
Yeah, it's a different absorption level. With the powder, you're going to have very quick uptake, and that kind of skews your carnivore diet because you need the slow process of digesting protein to help it be effective and beneficial. So, but the
And when you
carnivore
think about the
bar is protein.
yeah. And when you think about the ingredients that are going into that carnivore bar, that's the reason why the price is so high, because the quality
Yeah,
is better.
it's real
Whereas if you look at a
ingredients, real
protein bar,
food.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
What's it
That's
that's what
say?
I'm
it.
saying. Beef,
Grass-fed,
tallow,
grass-finished beef tallow.
yeah,
And what's the last
red
thing?
mint
And
That's
red
salt,
it.
mint
yeah,
salt. That's it. It's pemmican. Yeah.
yeah.
That's it.
That's all
David
all
that's
that's
it.
Mead
in
did a
there.
recipe for it last week. So.
And I went to the factory, and it's just amazing, absolutely amazing.
Really?
What they
Wow.
do. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's so cool to watch the whole process. You know, Philip is very meticulous about quality, and the right products and stuff. So, but anyway,
Great.
I didn't come on here to talk about that, but it's just
All
my
right.
favorite.
It's certainly of interest to us. Yeah.
Yeah. But
No,
any other questions you guys have for me?
Yes. Yes. We would like to
I'm
know, what do you eat on a daily basis?
The carnivore bar.
That? Yes. You must eat more than
No,
that, though. I'll bet you eat some fresh beef as well.
I do. I do. It's been kind of a journey. When I first ate, I ate just fatty animal meat. It didn't matter what it was. I ate all of it. But I found through the process of elimination that I was reacting to some of the meats, and that I feel best on beef or lamb. So I basically went lion diet.
Yeah.
And Michaela has been a pioneer front runner for me for years. I'm so grateful for her and for Dr. Jordan Peterson. But so pretty much beef and beef fat, that's what I eat. I did have about 3.5 years where I just craved it raw. So I wasn't about to eat raw out of the grocery store. So I was getting it from a local farmer, and I just ate it raw and frozen. I cut it into little pieces. Oh my gosh, it's delicious. So when you bite into it, it's like dense, but it's not like an ice cube. And so I freeze my fat and I freeze my meat and I eat it with chopsticks.
Interesting. You're still doing that?
So what happened was I did it for 3.5 years, and then all of a sudden I woke up one day and I just couldn't swallow it. It was disgusting to me.
Oh,
And
really?
I didn't know why. So I tried to reintroduce it like 20 times and I couldn't. And then just last week, I reintroduced it again, and I've been back the last 6 days. I've eaten like pounds and pounds of fat, raw fat and raw beef from my local
Very
farmer. Don't
interesting
eat raw out of the
technique.
grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. It's really refreshing to eat it frozen.
I'd
Yeah.
imagine
If
I
anybody
heard.
goes if you go on YouTube and you put EmilyPenton raw, I swear to you, it's not a porno. It is. It is my video of how I prepare all of my meat raw from the farmer.
Very interesting. But it's got to be
I had
from
so
the
many
farm.
people that were like, "Got to be from the farm. Like, do not
Absolutely.
eat." And you got to be really careful about your digestion. Like, you got to make sure that you have the right stomach acids. So I started eating raw probably about 2 years in, a year in, probably a year in, to carnivore. So you might need to prepare your stomach first.
Yeah,
I'm
kind of
working
ease
on it.
into
I'm
it.
working on it. Not yet.
You are. Oh,
And it's not necessary. I'm just lazy. It's so much easier to not have
No,
to cook.
I want to give it a go because everybody keeps on telling me it's a game changer. So I am going to try it eventually because I've seen so many people in the carnivore space that are doing it. But when I see people eating like raw testicles, that's when I'm like, okay, no, I don't think so.
no,
Yeah,
not
no,
quite
I
ready
don't.
I
for
don't think
that.
so.
I don't do it for the shock value. Honestly, it's very sacred to me. Like, it's always been very sacred to me. Like, I honor the animal that gave their life for my nutrients and stuff. But when I eat it raw, I can almost like feel the spirit of the animal. And it's
Interesting.
very revitalizing. Like, the energy that I get from raw is totally different than the energy that I get when I cook the meat.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you are, Lisa.
Yes, Lisa.
I don't know
Hi.
what's going.
Welcome back.
I don't know what happened. Like our internet is like really really bad today, and I don't know if it's because we have snow.
Yeah, might
But
be.
it's just the weirdest thing. It just blacked out, and then I'm like, okay, I'll just continue with my course and do my thing. But here I am again. And I'm like, man, going and everything. Like, oh, Emily, and I gotta be okay. Anyway, sorry. Are we still live or?
Recording?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we're
recording.
recording.
Sorry.
No
Sorry.
problem. So cute.
I think we're just about to wrap up now, Lisa.
Yes.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
you guys have
Sorry
any
you
other
missed
questions?
a good chunk of it.
I don't know. Yeah, I missed a whole bunch, but I just wanted to know, Emily, like what's everybody saying? You know, when you know about your MS and like I'm not, I did this just by eating like lots of fatty meat. Like what's everybody, what's the reactions? Like I don't know if that was asked or not, but I really want to ask you that. Like what's the reactions over this stuff?
Yeah, it's definitely a mixed bag. I did continue with my psychiatrist for 2 years after he prescribed my last med. So
Right.
2 years of no meds, and I stayed with him because I knew that he would see my crazy coming. And I just wanted to make sure that I touched base with someone. And every month he was like, Emily, you're doing so good. Emily, you're doing better than ever. And so that was nice to have that response, but he wasn't like, oh my gosh, I got to go get all my other clients on this. And what did you do exactly? Like, he was supportive, but he didn't really like apply what this example was for him. And then my neurologist,
you were one in a million.
Probably, I don't know. And then my neurologist have done nothing but bully me. They tell me that I'm gonna end up in a wheelchair in 10 years. That this is risky. I'm being risky with my health. And they're mad that I won't inject myself every day. And I'm just like, I'm not going to do it. I have no symptoms.
Crazy.
When I have symptoms, maybe I'll research. Maybe we'll talk.
Yeah.
But I have no symptoms. I can do CrossFit. Like,
Wow.
no,
Wonderful.
I'm not going to inject myself.
They're not taking the message. They're not getting the lesson. Shame on them. It's
I
terrible.
don't get that. I don't understand. Well, someone like they should be looking into this stuff and saying, "Wow, like,
Money.
we really need to look." I know,
It's
but
money.
like, come
All
on.
What about the Benjamins?
Oh my God.
Absolutely. And then, of course, I've been kicked out of bipolar Facebook groups and MS Facebook groups because they said that my message is dangerous.
Yes,
like,
I've been kicked out of groups
broadcast
too.
this.
Yes, I've had it with lichen
I'm like,
sclerosis.
okay, it's my story.
Yes.
I'm just telling
be a
my
quack.
story. I'm not even saying I'm a professional and this is what you need to do. I'm just telling my story.
Yes.
And they kick me out.
Yep, I've
Madness,
seen
madness,
that
absolute
firsthand.
madness.
Yeah. It's crazy. They said
Yeah.
I was
That's why I
offering a
made my
quack
own
cure.
channel. I said,
Atta girl.
There you go.
You go.
There you go. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what we all need to do is make our own. This is my
Everyone.
channel. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
Everyone,
That's it.
everyone needs to.
Yeah.
Everyone's
God.
voice needs to be heard. 100%.
Wonderful.
Well, Emily, we're going to be respectful of your time. Where can people go to find you?
InnerClaritySystem.com is my website. And if you Google, this sounds so obnoxious, but if you Google EmilyPenton, you'll find me.
Amazing.
I did. It's true.
I'm everywhere. I'm the only Emily Penton. Well, I think there's a photographer, Emily Penton, but I'm the top. The top. That's on
great.
The news feed whenever you put Emily Penton.
Excellent.
Well, I really enjoyed listening to your story, Emily. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys.
It's been wonderful.
It's so
really
important to continue to get these stories out.
100%,
Absolutely.
Definitely. That's what it's all about. It's all about awareness.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, then. Thank
Speak
you, folks.
very soon. Thanks very much.
Bye now. Thank you.
Bye-bye.